A warm greetings to all. I am Melanie Sumanga, the first presenter from the company of Eatensils. Before we start, I would like to express my sincere apology to all the panelists for we are not able to present our paper in a live manner. For there will be a power interruption on our places and 8 out of our 13 members will be affected. So again, here are my feasibility study members. To formally begin with the discussion of our paper, this is our company name, logo, and tagline. Eatensils Company. Utensils are essential, so is the nature. Eatensils is a combination of two words, which are eat and utensils. Simply means edible utensils. Let's move on to the statement of the problem. For a long time, there is one of the many major problems our world is experiencing, and that is pollution. One of the causes of air pollution is the open burning of garbage. A lot of people choose to burn their garbage because of the lack of proper waste dump sites. Also, most of their garbage is made out of plastics. According to Aegis and Akhtar 2021, the negative impact of improper solid waste disposal can be easily observed everywhere. And one of those is it spreads different diseases. It is obvious that objects that are made out of plastics are being thrown away without being considered for recycling or being put to other use. This practice done by most people has led to the deposition of plastic cutleries into waterways such as oceans, rivers, and seas, ruining and contaminating the passage of water. And that is why our company wants to be part of the solution by making and creating edible utensils that will be an alternative for the plastic ones that harms our environment. Let me introduce to you our different products. It will highlight the spoon, fork, and spork as the main products that our company will produce. These edible utensils, on the other hand, are made of safe-to-eat ingredients. These were made out of organic materials that are environment friendly because the advocacy of the company itself is to reduce plastic waste in the Philippines, especially in Bataan. These are the safe-to-eat ingredients of the Eatensils products. First, tapioca starch. This ingredient will serve as a thickening agent to the liquid component of the utensils. Also, it will help the other ingredients to attain its desired hardness, and it absorbs moisture that may cause the breakage and spoilage of the product. Secondly, rice flour. The purpose of this ingredient is to build up the flexibility of the utensil. Thirdly, water. This component helps to combine all the ingredients. Lastly, the flavorings, which are the vanilla powder and the cocoa powder. Here are the sample pictures or layouts of our Eatensils products and its packaging. We have considered the advice of the panelists from the previous in-house review that we should use eco-friendly materials so that paper sachet will be used as a packaging material to emphasize the company's objective. The inside of the box is divided into 3 sections for spoon, fork, and spork. Each box contains 150 utensils, which includes 50 pieces of each spoons, forks, and sporks. Let's go over to our organizational chart. As we did this chart, we truly felt and saw the importance of deciding and putting the right people or employees for our company. The organizational chart in the presentation indicates the structure of the company. Next is, I will show you the Gantt chart of our company for an easy way of knowing the activities done by our company and its timeline or duration all throughout the pre-operation to the actual normal operation. For the target market description, we really took time to think upon this seriously, for we know the hardship of entering a market that has been used to use a certain product and make them choose what we offer. The target market of the company is the small and medium food businesses and the non-green and green consumers in Bataan. Bataan has 11 growing municipalities and 1 city. Due to the protocols of COVID-19 and its restrictions, we experienced the struggles and limitations in gathering relevant information to the target market. So that we just conducted a survey through Google Forms to the 260 registered food businesses in Bataan and to the suppliers of plastic utensils around the town. Only few of them responded to the Google Forms, so that we also gathered the data of the total population of the province to use for the demand analysis.
Good morning, I'm Maris Del Rosario, the second presenter from Eatensils Company. The table presented in the screen depicts the data of the historical consumption of plastic utensils of the target market, which are the small food enterprises from the year 2017 up to 2020. And based on the table for the year 2017 to 2020, there are 39 small food enterprises responded that uses plastic utensils. And the monthly consumption of plastic utensils in pieces is equivalent of 14,443. On the other hand, the total annual consumption of plastic utensils in pieces is equivalent of 171,240. Next table is the average monthly and annual consumption of plastic utensils. And to get the total amounts from the previous table is just multiplied by 260 registered businesses to get the average consumption of plastic utensils of the business. Next is demand analysis. The previous data about the historical consumption of plastic utensils from the small and medium food business is not enough to use for the demand analysis. So our advisor said that we also should include the total projected population of Bataan, and we multiply it to the annual consumption of plastics and to the annual population growth, which is 4.45%. By that, we have come up with the projected demand of plastic utensils for the next 6 years. Next is supply analysis. Using supply analysis, it may figure out where the company and its competitor stands in the market and whether or not the product will have a competitive share in the market. However, the importance of supply analysis cannot be emphasized because it also influences the impact of product in the future and the production capability of the organization. Next is the linear trend projection method of forecasting supply. So the linear trend projection method is used in computing for the projected supply of plastic utensils in the province of Bataan. The table above will be the basis for the computation of forecast supply for the year 2017 up to 2020. The computation above reflects how the business computes projected supply given below. Next is projected supply of plastic utensils in pieces. The table above depicts the projected supplies of plastic utensils in pieces for the period 2021 to 2026, which is based on the historical supply of plastic utensils in Bataan. Next is projected supply-demand gap analysis for plastic utensils in pieces. The table above shows the projected demand of supply gap analysis of plastic utensils for the next 6 years. And now I will be discussing about marketing program and system. Marketing and promoting the product is one of the most challenging parts in the business. To make a connection and build a relationship with the customer, the company performs different marketing strategies. For the company's terms and conditions, the proposed product will be available for purchase either at cash or on account basis. Also, the term on credit sales will depend on the agreement with the client. There will be 2% discount from the cost of acquisition if paid in full within 10 days, and there will be no available discount if the full payment is done after 10 days or beyond the discount period. and one of the most important factors in pricing strategy that utilized by the owner and management. Right pricing strategy helps to determine the price point of which it can maximize profits on sale of the product. And the unit cost includes price of raw materials, labor cost, and etc. in every piece of edible utensils. And the estimated cost of the whole period of promotion and advertising plans include distribution of samples, flyers, brochure, as well as event and free samples would be the total of 95,000 pesos. Next is projected sales revenue. The table above presents the projected sales in pieces multiplied by the price per piece to be used in the income statement. Most people nowadays are all aware that social media networks like Facebook and Twitter are quite beneficial for businesses today because they let them keep tabs on their clients and future customers. Marketers can use this information to design more effective plans for attracting their target audience by better understanding their likes, dislikes, and interests. Eatensils may also utilize Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and to promote products as well as other social media platforms. And the company also create flyers, brochures, and posters containing the information about the products and will be spread around the province of Bataan. Next is plant location and business location. The Eatensils company is located at Avenue of the Philippines Freeport area of Bataan, Maribeles. The location was chosen with the reason that in the Freeport area of Bataan, many people already know that there are a lot of people that work there and there are a lot of different enterprises and establishments. Next is establishments and layout. This layout determines the whole flow of the process. It is also establishes a quality control in a way that will allow the most efficient flow of materials at the lowest cost and with the least amount of handling packaging area. On the other hand, the area of land of Eatensils Company is 5,600 square meters. This is one-story company building which is allotted in the area for the administrative office, the warehouse, and the production of manufacturing area of the company. And with that, the next presenter would be Miss Jessica Herrera.
Good morning, panelists. I am Jessica Herrera, the third presenter of this group, and I would like to present to you about step-by-step manufacturing process of our product. Manufacturing process. This section describes the production process of Eatensils Company from its raw materials to the finished product, which are the edible utensils. The following parts are the steps and quality controls that the Eatensils Company uses to be able to create and supply quality edible utensils. So first, dissolving. This is the first step of the manufacturing process, dissolving all the dry ingredients such as tapioca starch and the rice flour with water. This step is very important to do correctly in order to attain the good mixture for the next step. Next, mixing. Once the dry ingredients dissolve with water, it is time to put the mixture into the mixing machine to obtain the desired consistency of the mixture. The approximate time to mix all the ingredients is 25 to 30 minutes. The same machine will be used in this step, wherein ECM101 will help the mixture to attain its desired consistency. Next, quality control phase 1. This section comprises the quality and quantity of ingredients that have already been combined, as well as the monitoring control. Of course, the beginning of the procedure will start in checking the accuracy of the amount of the ingredients being combined. After checking, if there are defective mixture found, it will be reworked in the mixing machine if it is still possible, or if not, it will have to be disposed of. Next, forming. After producing the mixture, it will be ready for the first step in phase 1 of the quality control, which is forming it into their corresponding shape and sizes. There will be a machine that will form and cut the utensils. ECM101 is a high-capacity machine that will be used as forming machine. It will not only be used for mixing, it could also be used for forming the edible utensils. Next, drying. After forming the edible utensils into their projected size and shape, it will proceed to the drying area. The reason why it needs to be dried up is to get the durability of the utensils and to ensure that it will not break into pieces and not be too soft to not serve its utility. Next, quality control phase 2. Another quality control method must be carried out prior to the packaging process. The finished product and its quality will be checked to see whether there are any defects or if it is ready for distribution. So last, packaging. The final procedure of the manufacturing process is packaging. The finished product will be packed into paper covers and put into boxes. Then it will be transferred to the warehouse for order and distribution to the target customers. Let's proceed for the sales revenue. So for the year 2023, the total projected sales or sales revenue is 65,196,940.50. And for the year 2024, the total projected sales is 66,773,457. For the year 2025, the total projected sales is 68,389,231.50. And for the year 2026, the total projected sales is 70,045,236. And last, for the year 2027, the total projected sales is 77,049,765. As we move on, Mr. Donel Gaspar will present the unit cost of Eatensils product per piece. Thank you.
Good morning, panelists. I am Donald Gaspar, the fourth presenter of Eatensils Company. I will present the unit cost of Eatensils product per piece. The table presented in the screen is the unit cost of utensils product per piece, and it is multiplied by the quantity of utensils per box to also get its total price per box. Since edible utensils are made per piece and will sell per box, the company computed the unit cost of each raw materials by dividing the measurement to the price of it per kilo. Also, for the labor, electricity bill, and water bill, it was divided into the estimated units to be produced according to table 4.7 on our paper. Let us proceed to the total cost of goods sold. For the year 2023, the total cost of goods sold is 27,971,757. For the year 2024, the total cost of goods sold is 28,647,029. For the year 2025, the total cost of goods sold is 29,339,149. For the year 2026, the total cost of goods sold is 30,048,538. And for the year 2027, the total cost of goods sold is 33,335,627.
Good morning. I am Ardil A. Sambat, the last presenter from the group. I will be presenting to you the financial statements of the Eatensils company. First is the statement of operations or income statement. The net income is computed by subtracting the total operating expenses to gross profit from sales. Next, cash flow statement of Eatensils company. To get the net cash flow, it is computed by subtracting the cash receipts to cash payments. To get the cash balance, it is computed by adding the net cash flow and beginning cash balance. Let's now proceed to the balance sheet of the company. To get the total assets, it is computed by adding all the current assets and non-current assets. Since the Eatensils Co. has no liability, that part will be zero or empty. Next is partners' equity. It came from all the partners' net income and contributions. Lastly, for the financial analysis, by the year of 2023, the ROI or return of investment percentage will be 43.74%, and by 2027, the ROI percentage will be 52.3%. For conclusion and recommendation, to sum this up, organization and management study This part of the study is not relied on and focused on the people behind the management of Eatensils company, but also it includes the policies, ways, salaries, and other factors that importantly imparted to the employees' work and responsibilities. Also, in this chapter, the organizational structure of the Eatensils Co. is specified clearly. Market study. This chapter has the biggest impact in many different aspects of the entire study, for the reason that being knowledgeable and proficient in the market study will help the company to recognize the impacts to the aspects of the company itself. The factors that the market study discuss will definitely help the company to set limitations on its production, expenses, and expansions. Market study helps the company to forecast the things that are needed to put into consideration, especially in the proposed product. For the technical study, in this chapter, an analysis and evaluation of the utensils materials are measured to know if it is technically feasible. Also, it includes the creation, production, and calculation of utensils products as well as its inputs and outputs processes. The financial projections are the outcome of the organization and management, technical and market study. The figures or values used in the financial projections of this study are purely based and dependent on the amount or figures indicated on the said studies. Lastly, the Eatensils Co. was proposed and established not only for making profit, but also for the people or employees, government, society, and environment. The company aims to provide employment opportunities for the people of Bataan. Also, the company wants to contribute to the saving of the environment by production of edible utensils around the town. In addition to this, the company is aware that in putting up a business, there are many factors to be considered, and one of them is social responsibility.